It's Randy.
Nice to meet you, Randy. Christian Valentine. So
What's your homie's name?
Abel.
Abel.
The cameraman. It's the cameraman.
The cameraman. Abel.
Yeah.
Right.
Sweet. So I got some questions. All right. What type of drugs have you done in your younger days?
Oh, name one, and I've probably done it at least 3 times. Right? I saw the Grateful Dead live 30 times. I was corrupted by my uncles who grew up in the 60s and 70s. So.
Oh shit, you saw some stuff.
Oh, yeah. And then I went to the military, and I ended up getting stationed in California where the Grateful Dead's at all the time, right? And that was also in the early 90s. That's why I got an appreciation for electronic music, because the drugs
EDM's
are
the best.
Well, the drugs are the same as the Dead show that were there. And I'm like,
no, wait. The drugs are not the same as it was back then. In the 70s, 80s, it was more clean.
Yeah, true. True that.
The cocaine was a lot more pure.
Well, I mean, I'm more of the 80s, 90s kid. But because I remember when ecstasy was like these horse pills that were coming from Canada.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was like.
All right, I got another question for you. How many sexual partners have you had in 1 week?
25-year bartender. That's an unfair question. And I'm honestly going to say I'm not that proud of it, because you know what that is? That's just a fucking headache. You know what I mean? Have you ever been sleeping with 2 chicks who know about each other?
No.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. Because at first it's like, oh, I'm good with it. Yeah, but someone ends up getting butter.
I got one more question.
Sure.
I'm not going to say it's controversial, but let's see. I think it should be well spoken to.
Sure.
How do you feel about a transgender woman winning Woman of the Year award?
You know,
isn't it a slap to the face to all the real women?
Shine on your crazy diamond.
But is that a slap to the face to the real women?
In a way, yeah. I'm a very open-minded guy. I grew up around. Here's a fun story. My first nightclub experience happened when I was 16. I also liked Depeche Mode and kind of the new wave.
Dude, Depeche Mode I love that shit. What?
But back then, where you had to hear that were in the gay clubs, and they were kind of underground, right? And I had to get snuck in, so I got snuck in by a tranny to see. But the thing is I think, I hear a lot of women complain. Have you ever noticed that if you meet a girl under the age of 30, they're usually bi, right?
You know what? He is 1,000% true. That's actually. I'm thinking of all the girls that I talked to.
And then how many times have you met the girl who was full-on lesbian, but then all of a sudden they broke up and with a guy, got married, does the rest? We have a whole generation of guys who won't be chivalrous or the rest of that because they haven't taught to be, because we're not embracing the differences anymore. Like men and women are different. That's just how that goes. Who you want to fuck? I don't care. I don't give a fuck who you want to fuck. But men and women are different.
I agree with you, but do you think it's a slap to the face to the real women though?
I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know. You know
Neither am I, but it's like,
it seems like
how can a guy?
I would be upset with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, how can people be cool with that?
But it's hard to be that nowadays, because, like, look, man, if you get upset with that and you get online with it, next thing you know, you're going to be called this, you're going to be called that, this, that, and the other thing.
You hurt people's feelings. That's what it is. When you hurt people's feelings, you're canceled. You're taking off everything.
Right.
What do you think? What do you like about? What do you think about Andrew Tate?
Which one's he again?
Andrew Tate's the guy that he was called a misogynist.
Oh yeah, no, fuck him.
Why? Why?
Because I don't like the look, man. Does anybody like the fun? I went out and fucked the greatest girl at the bar last night, beat the shit out of the biggest guy there. Does anybody like that guy?
I guess that loudmouth, you would say.
Yeah, he's a fucking loudmouth.
To a point, because he also says game. He also gives good wisdom to young men,
well,
telling them to work out, but work hard. Like that's the part that's the part that gets mixed in with the bad shit that people try to say. Oh well.
I believe the guy's probably got a good soul. I believe the guy's probably, maybe he has good intentions, all the rest of that. But hey, man, just like I said, being a man, being chivalrous, sometimes just because you can say it doesn't mean you should, right?
And I agree on that.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's also teaching our young men how
but then they're also, but Andrew Tate aside,
sure,
the image of a traditional family is getting pushed out the window.
Well, yeah, I think that started.
And I'm 30, and I'm starting to realize that now, and I have a son.
Well, I agree. It's
kind of weird.
See, when I was growing up, man, like dinner table was a big thing, right? I don't know any families, whether it be a good family, bad family, broken family, that do that anymore. You know what I mean? And that's the, like if we kind of got to get back to the basics, I think. With
back to the fundamentals.
Well, yeah, because that's where it's all coming from. Because if you're not having dinner as a family, then you're probably not teaching your kid homework, all the rest of that. Because what do teachers say? It's not the kids that are the problem. It's the kids' parents. We're not getting any help.
But nowadays, it's the technology teaching the kids.
Yeah, and that's not cool either.
Kids.
Because it's like, man, you got to learn. Like that's another thing is that if we got that going, then what's happening to sports coaches? You know, it's like I don't know about you, but then sports coaches were a huge influence in my life. I mean,
nope. I got one more question for you.
Man, go ahead.
Let's see. What would you tell your younger self if you can talk to that person today?
Take time to stop, smell the roses. I know that sounds cheesy, but it's so true. It's like time is fleeting. Like you're 30 now, right? Where'd the time go? Wait, this next this next decade flies. I turned 50 this year. I was like, I'm what? I'm 50? you know, so, you know, just appreciate the moment. And, you know, and the best way to say that is take time to smell the roses. And even if you're in pain, embrace the pain. It lets you know you're alive.
That's very true. I normally, whenever I'm in pain or I'm hurt, I kind of just use that towards, just channel that towards something else.
Sure,
like,
sure,
that's the best way
absolutely. And one other thing would be, failure is not a person, it's an event. In other words, no person can be a failure. A failure is just something that happens along the way. Thomas Edison famously said that, you know,
that's true.
I had about 1 billion ideas. Most of them, and 99% of them were a failure. 1% wasn't, and that was the light bulb.
No, that makes sense. So, well, I appreciate it, Randy. It was a good
appreciate you, man.
Have a good one.
What's this for again?
My YouTube channel.
Awesome, I love it.
Christian Valentine. Look it up on YouTube.
Christian
You'll
Valentine,
be on there.
you got a fan. I like
Thanks,
it.
man. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Have a good night. You too, man. Goodbye.
Love that.